Oh, we are live from the Schmitz Maki Ice Arena in Farmington, Minnesota. We've got Minnesota State High School hockey action. It's the Shakopee Sabers JV team on the road facing off against the Farmington Tigers. First line out for the Sabers is we've got Heilman, Davis, and Carlson up front, and it's Wagner and Reinhardt back on D. Tigers hold the puck in the zone, shot in, and that's the second shot in on the netminder, Caden Nelson. So 14:31 remaining here in the first period. Sabres get a first shift, and the first whistle is a shot in on Nelson that he'll hold. Next five up for the Sabres. It is Krisak, Nelson, Schmitz, Radke, and Gaston. And Krisak with the puck, puts it down low. Farmington looks to escape. Broken up by Radke and Gaston. Puck out front, scooped up by Gaston. Gaston puts on the brakes, turns, gets it over to Radke. Radke spins, moves it up ice, gains the zone, carries in, gets the puck deep. Schmitz into the corner to grab the puck, works it out to the point for Reinhardt. It goes under his stick. And Reinhardt puts it back in deep. Sabres change 4 skaters. And Farmington dumps it in deep. They get a stick on it, so icing is waved off. Wagner to it first. Wagner working from behind the net. Picked up by Reinhardt. Reinhardt looks for open ice. Slides it up the boards. Farmington grabs it in their own zone. Cross ice pass. Broken up by Reinhardt. And Yzerman gets it into the zone. Now it's Davis, Yzerman, Dornbos, Reinhardt, and Wagner. Davis into the corner. Davis and Dornbos battling for the puck with Yzerman waiting out front. That slides past him, comes over to Wagner. Wagner will shoot. And we get a whistle with 12:49 remaining. So Happy New Year. Next up, we've got Krisak, Heilman, Carlson, Hensley, and Radke. Puck held in by Hensley. Hensley picks it up. Now Heilman on the puck. Sabres can't get it in deep, so Tigers send it down. Radke to it first from behind the net. He slides it over to Hensley. Hensley works it up to the top of the zone. Not out yet. Now it's out. Picked up by Carlson. Krisak gets dropped at center ice, and the arm goes up. Delayed penalty on the Tigers. And we get a touch by the Tigers and a whistle at 12:11 of the first period. Sabres are going on the power play. We'll get a 2-minute minor. We'll see if we got it. We got interference is the call. So power play unit out for the Sabres. It's Krisak, Wagner, Heilman, Reinhardt, and Davis. That's puck pops the stick, comes all the way down. In net, Caden Nelson plays the puck. They work it around the boards for Cole Davis. Now Wagner on the puck, gets it to Reinhardt. Reinhardt over to Davis. Davis slides it ahead for Wagner. Wagner with speed into the zone. And he'll go shorthand, goal. Sabres score on a beautiful goal. Wait, that was in the net. That was a goal. It was a goal, right? They called it? Yeah. All right. So Sabres convert on their power play, 11:44 left in the first. Which should probably be Wagner on the power play goal unassisted. Davis, Carlson, Heilman, Reinhardt, and Wagner. Reinhardt moves it ahead for Davis. Carlson and Davis working from behind the net. They work it out to Wagner. Wagner's shot gets blocked, picked up by Reinhardt. Wagner works it ahead to Carlson. Carlson tries to get it deep into the zone. Tigers come back the other way. They roll one on net for Nelson, but he'll put a glove on it and hold it. Next up for the Sabres, it's Krisak, Nelson, Schmitz, Radke, and Gaston. They work the puck all the way down deep. Nelson, other Nelson, works the puck. Now loose in front. That one squirts just wide. Now Schmitz on the puck. Cross ice pass. Gets it to Carter Nelson, who feeds it in front. Forehand, backhand, Schmitz, and then Nelson crashes the net. Two good scoring chances there for the Sabres. Out to the top of the zone. Gaston there to meet it. Slides it into the corner. They work it out to the top of the zone now for Radke. Radke puts the puck in deep. Nelson on it first. Puts it back into the other corner. Stretch pass. Broken up by Radke. Radke carries the puck into the zone. Stick handles into the corner. Looks for options. Radke from behind the net. Moves it out to Gaston at the point. Gaston flips it in deep, but it goes up a little too high. We got a low glass behind the net. So Sabres have to be mindful of playing pucks up. 10:04 remaining. Now it's Davis, Yzerman, Dornbos, Reinhardt, and Wagner. Yzerman moves it over to Wagner. Wagner shot through traffic into the glove of the Tigers goalie. Same five out for the Sabres. Yzerman feeds it back into the corner. Davis, now Dornbos on the puck. Davis feeds it out front. Loose puck in front of the net. Picked up by the Tigers. They'll play it off the glass and down. Wagner gives chase. Wagner into the corner. Picks up speed behind the net. Now Wagner slides it over to Davis. Davis gains the zone. Sabres stay on side. Davis leaves it for Yzerman. Out to the top of the zone. Reinhardt puts it back in. Reinhardt slides it over to Wagner. Wagner from the top of the circle. Shot low. Davis got another shot on net after he grabbed the rebound. Now stretch pass. Misses all targets. And we got icing on the Tigers. That will bring the face-off down there. Next up is Krisak, Heilman, Carlson, Hensley, and Radke. Krisak on the draw. Tigers escape out of the zone. Slide it in deep. Radke to it first. He moves it out to center ice where it's intercepted by the Tigers. Back and forth, right in front of the cameraman. Now Radke onto the tape of Heilman. And they lift the arm for icing as Heilman's pass came from the wrong side of the red line. That will give the Sabres a defensive zone draw. Same five for the Sabres. Krisak, Heilman, Carlson, Radke, Gaston, Carlson on the puck. Sorry, that's Hensley, not Gaston. gets touched by Farmington. Heilman gives chase, whacks at it, puts it behind the net for Krisak. Now Carlson battling in the corner. Radke chases after the Sabres do touch it on that cross-ice pass. Radke gets it to Heilman. Heilman taps it in deep. Carlson gives chase. Carlson into the corner. Puck scoots loose as the Sabres are changing. Now Davis carries into the zone, but Nelson was still tagging up, and so the Sabres are offsides. Sabres will get a chance to complete the line change, 7:43 remaining. Now it's Davis, Nelson, Schmitz, Reinhart, and Wagner. No icing on that. Nope. Boy, this referee tandem is working on their chemistry, as just like the players on the ice are. That was icing, but it called late. Same 5 for the Sabres. Davis on the draw. Puck stays on the dot. Schmitz finally works it out to Wagner at the point. Wagner back to Schmitz. Schmitz shot through traffic. Comes loose back out to Schmitz. Another shot on net. Tigers goalie keeping them in it so far has seen about 10 shots so far here in the first half of this first period. Reinhart gets the puck in deep. Schmitz will get to it first in the corner. Squirts loose. Tigers exit the zone. Davis has to hold on to the puck while he waits. Now Wagner to it. Looks up ice. Stretch pass. Touched in by Nelson. Put on net. Now it's Gaston to Radke. Radke up to Dornbos. Dornbos cross-ice pass intercepted. Radke once again on the puck. Looks up ice. Gets poke checked at center ice. Over to Gaston. Gaston to Krisak. Flips it ahead. Dornbos chops it into the zone. Now comes to center ice. Radke moves it up to Krisak. Krisak stick handles through center ice. Gains the zone. Krisak walking in. Shot, goal! What a beautiful goal by Colton Krisak. Grabbed the puck at center ice. Beat what seemed like the entire Tigers team en route to putting a shot to the near side post and putting the Sabres up 2-0. I think they'll probably call that one unassisted, but we'll see what the scorer's table has to say. Now Krisak and Dornbos. They get it back to Radke. Radke gains the red line, puts it on net, and it's held. Okay, they gave the assist to Radke on that one, so it was a Krisak goal, Radke assist. 5:47 remaining. Sabres lead by 2. Next 5 up with the Sabres: Davis, Heilman, Carlson, Wagner, and Reinhart. Draw won by the Tigers into the corner, challenged by Carlson. Now to the other corner. Tigers escape. Davis puts the puck in deep. Sabre forecheck goes to work. Heilman will meet it first in the corner. Heilman lifts the stick, looks for a pass, cross ice, finds Wagner. Wagner to Reinhart. Reinhart back to Heilman. Heilman, nice pass catch, shot on goal. And we get another Sabres goal. So the rebound was tapped in by Davis after Heilman did a great job of controlling the pass from Reinhart. Put a shot low and hard where the goalie had to give up a rebound, and Davis is right there to put it in. Sabres lead 3-0 with 5:17 remaining. Next 5 up for the Sabers, Krisak, Nelson, and Schmitz, with Wagner and Reinhardt back on deep. Reinhardt gets the puck in deep. Sabers tag up. Schmitz out to challenge. Intercepted at center ice by Wagner. Wagner walks into the zone. Wagner looks for options. Tries to slide it into the blue paint. Back out to center ice. Reinhardt meets it. Reinhardt puts it in deep. And one referee waved off icing. The other referee called it. Wagner was in a couple inches of the red line, but icing called nonetheless. 4:48 remaining. Next 5 out for the Sabers. It's Krisak, Nelson, Schmitz, Radke, and Hensley. Krisak on the draw. Tigers control out to the point. Shot through traffic. Nelson anticipates it, sees it through traffic, and scoops it up. We'll reset with another draw to the left of the netminder, Caden Nelson. Krisak on the draw. Controlled by Radke. He wraps it around the boards for Schmitz. Schmitz waits for it. Backhand pass. Krisak in the open. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Krisak walking in. Tries to slide it across. Gets his arm lifted. Delayed penalty on the Tigers. Shot through traffic. Gloved and held. And the Tigers will send one back to the box as Krisak drew the hooking call. So it's a number 21 for the Tigers into the box. 2-minute minor for hooking. Power play unit out for the Sabers. It's Krisak on the draw. He's got Wagner, Heilman, Reinhardt, and Davis with him. Krisak wins the draw to Wagner. Tigers up to the top of the zone and now out, tied up onto the tape of Reinhardt. Reinhardt into the zone. The Tigers send it all the way down. Nelson plays the puck, leaves it for Davis. Davis looks up ice, cross ice for Reinhardt. Reinhardt walks into the zone, into the corner, leaves it for Heilman. Heilman, whoop, tried to move it up to the point for Davis, but that one slides all the way down the ice. Sabers exit the zone, now back in. Krisak gets the puck in deep. Krisak battles for it. Tigers fired off the glass, send it all the way down. Nelson plays the puck, tees it up for Reinhardt to grab it from behind the net. Reinhardt picks up speed, feeds it ahead for Wagner, who tiptoes his way through center ice. Wagner wraps it around the boards, where Krisak picks it up on the far side. Krisak working from behind the net. Puck gets caught in the skates of the referee. Now Wagner walking in from the red line. Feeds it out front. Goes under the stick of Heilman. Out to Reinhardt. Reinhardt shot just wide. Now Krisak moves it out for Davis. Davis to Reinhardt. Reinhardt to Wagner. Wagner leaves it for Reinhardt. Reinhardt feeds it out front. And Tigers get it out to neutral ice where Wagner picks it up. He puts it in deep and on net. And with 21 seconds left in the Saber power play, the Tigers goalie holds on to it. 2:47 remaining in the period, 21 seconds in the power play. Next 5 up for the Sabers. We've got Carlson, Nelson, Schmitz, Radke, and Hensley. Schmitz on the draw. Controlled by Carlson out to the point for Radke. Radke over to Hensley. Hensley wraps it around the boards for Nelson. Nelson puts it into the far corner for Schmitz. Schmitz out to the point. Radke holds it in the zone. Puts it back down low for Schmitz. Schmitz down to Nelson. Nelson backhand pass. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Hensley to Schmitz. Schmitz feeds it out front. Puck held in by Carlson and Radke at the point. Radke puts it down low. Into the far corner goes Schmitz. Schmitz looks at his options. Cross ice pass. Broken up, but held in ultimately by Carlson. Carlson weaves through traffic. Backhand shot towards the net. Slides just wide. And Carlson gets tripped as he's skating past the goalie. Puck held in and sent all the way down, and we'll get icing on the Tigers. So with 1:47 left, the Sabres will have an offensive zone draw and a chance to get reset, holding on to a current 3-goal lead. Now it's Davis, Geiserman, Dornbos, Reinhart, and Gaston. Davis on the draw. Controlled by the Tigers into the corner. They'll try to escape on the near side, but it comes back down to Davis below the red line. Davis works the puck out to the point for Gaston. Tigers into the zone. They make a move towards the net. That slides under the stick of Reinhart into the corner. Goes Davis. Shot up into the neck of Nelson. But as Nelson was making the save, the net slid off. So we get a whistle as the net was off. We get 10-10 remaining in this first period. Sabres will change up a couple skaters. Now, still back on D is Gaston and Reinhart with 1:10 remaining. Now it'll be Krisak, Carlson, and Heilman. Krisak to take the draw. Tigers control out to the top of the circle. Puck into the corner. Carlson on the puck. Tees it up nicely for Krisak, and Krisak does what Krisak does. Walks the puck all the way through. Puts a shot on net. Now Heilman grabs it out of the corner, works it out to the point for Reinhart. Reinhart slides it over to Gaston. Gaston wraps it around the boards, down deep for Krisak behind the net. Krisak and Carlson and Heilman all in the corner, so nobody out front. And Gaston lifts the puck, try to get it back in the zone, but it ultimately ends up in the Tigers bench. And we'll get a neutral zone draw right at center ice. So now it's Davis, Nelson, Schmitz, Radke, and Hensley. Radke taps it ahead for Davis. Davis into the zone, looks for options, fires it towards the net, but that one goes just wide. Comes out to the top of the zone for Radke. Radke will shoot the traffic. And on the back door was Davis to try to put it back in. Now Nelson puts it back down low. Nelson at the half wall with Davis's help. Davis scoops it up. Davis looking for options, puts it towards the net. Nelson going shoulder to shoulder, battling for the puck. And we get the buzzer at the end of the period. So Sabres will take a 3-goal lead into the locker room as they resurface the ice. We will be back for the third period after they resurface the ice in about 14 minutes and 22 seconds. All right, we're back for the second period. Sabers versus Tigers. Got a cat fight on our hands. Sabres carrying a 3-goal lead into the second period. First period goals from Wagner, Krisak, and Davis. Wagner not in the lineup here for this second or third period as he's getting ready to skate with varsity for the next couple of periods. But first out for the Sabres, it's Heilman, Carlson, and Davis up front. Now Reinhardt making a move towards the net. Rolls a puck on net. Back on D, it's Hensley and Reinhardt. Heilman and Davis working out of the corner. Davis works it up to Hensley. Hensley's shot through traffic. Gets blocked on its way in, and the Tigers exit the zone. Reinhardt and Hensley back. Reinhardt loses an edge. Reinhardt feeds it ahead to Davis. Davis looks up ice. Threads it ahead for Heilman. Heilman carries into the zone cleanly, puts a shot on net. Now back out front. Picked up by the Tigers. Comes out to the point. Gaston rolls a puck towards the net. Into the corner goes Heilman. Heilman wraps it around the boards all the way out for Carlson, who feeds it to Radke. Radke back to Carlson. Puck rolled into the corner where Radke picks it up. He picks up speed, loses the puck. Schmitz challenging for it. Puck rolled in. Nelson has to tag up, and he does. Now Radke feeds the puck into the corner where he chases. Nelson there after it. Radke on the puck. Reverses directions, get the puck down into the corner for Nelson. Nelson rolls it down to Schmitz from behind the net. Schmidt tries to feed it out to the top of the zone, but it's intercepted by the Tigers, and the Tigers are off and running. Gaston battling for the puck. Gets it ahead to Schmitz. Schmitz tries to head for open ice. Puck behind the net. Radke on it. Fake pass. Now feeds it ahead where Dornbos gets the puck in deep. And he'll chase. Leaves it for Davis. Puck to neutral ice. And Reinhardt puts it in deep. Dornbos chases to it first. Puck into the corner. Now behind the net. Davis after it. Comes out to the top of the zone where Reinhardt puts it back down for Davis. Now comes back out to Reinhardt. He holds it in again. Leaves it for Yzerman. Yzerman feeds it to Davis. Davis with options. Threads it in front. Puck blocked behind the net. Now Dornbos. Can't quite get all of that. Puck fed in. Tigers try to get the puck in deep, but right onto the tape of Reinhardt. Now picked up by Hensley. Hensley gets it ahead for Davis. Davis puts on the brakes. Feeds it back where Hensley picks it up. Hensley tries to get it out of the zone, but it stays in. Now Davis on the puck. Lowers his shoulder. Taken over by the Tigers. Sharp angle shot. Grabbed by Nelson. 11:02 remaining. Sabres change up all five. Now up front it's Krisak, Heilman, Carlson, Radke, and Gaston. So Sabres with only 4 defensemen here as they're rolling 2 lines of D. Puck shot blocked by Krisak, springs it for Carlson. Now back out to center ice, where Heilman is there to meet it, taken over by the Tigers. Tigers into the zone, intercepted by Radke. Now picked up by Radke. Radke walks into the zone, shot through traffic, goes just wide. Radke after it. He feeds it down for Carlson. Through center ice, intercepted by Gaston. Gaston gains the red line. Now the puck back on a Tiger stick into the zone. Radke into the corner. And he'll wrap the puck around the boards for Krisak. Krisak, stretch pass for Heilman. Heilman, red line, blue line into the zone. That big long reach of Heilman gets a shot on net. Kick out to the top of the zone. Now Tigers carry into neutral ice. Reinhart and Hensley back. Toe drag shot goes wide. All the way out of the zone, picked up by Davis. Davis with a couple of speed strides towards the net. The Tigers get the puck in deep. Reinhart to it first. Puts on the brakes, reverses directions. Stretch pass. Tries to get it to Nelson, but Nelson got upended. And we get a whistle. And I think the call is going to be icing. Nope, it's not. It is tripping on 24 White, as we might have suspected. So Nelson got upended as he was trying to play that puck. So Sabres are going on the power play at 9:31. Power play unit out for the Sabres. It will be Krisak, Heilman, Carlson, Davis, and Reinhart. Krisak on the draw. Tigers try to lay it high off the glass. Davis tried to play it at the top of the zone. Now Davis brings it back into the zone, gains it, cross ice, down in the corner. Heilman to it first. Heilman and Krisak battling for it. Tigers get a stick on it, and they'll send it all the way down where Caden Nelson plays the puck and leaves it for Fletcher Reinhart. Reinhart from behind the net. Stretch pass to Carlson. Carlson, cross ice pass to Davis. Davis, red line, blue line into the zone with possession. Davis feeds it back out to Krisak. Krisak beats one man, now into the corner, gets pinched out into the boards. Heilman there to help. Now Heilman picks up the puck, looks for options, gets it to Reinhart. Reinhart shot, things just wide. Now Heilman jams at it in front of the crease. Now Krisak getting some chin music for touching the goalie. .840 remaining in the second period. Sabres with 1:09 of their power play left. So Sabres have 12 skaters here in total. They're running 4D and then presumably 8 forwards. Davis gets the puck in deep. Krisak to Carlson. Carlson back to Krisak. Krisak shot through traffic, didn't quite get all of it. Heilman grabs the rebound. Davis tries to feed it back while Heilman goes off for a change. And it heads down all the way down where Nelson will put the puck on a tee for Reinhart. Reinhart reverses directions. Stretch pass to Nelson. Tried to feed it back to Schmitz. Davis to Reinhart. Reinhart to Davis. Davis beats one, beats another one. Cole Davis walking in from the circles. Tries to get it out to the point for Carlson. Carlson's backhand pass to Reinhart. Reinhart spins away from pressure. Shot through traffic with Schmitz in front. Now Nelson collects, moves it out for Davis at the point. Davis reverses directions, now spins back the other way to Reinhart. And the puck slides out of the zone with 2 seconds left in the power play. 7:32 remaining in the second period, so about halfway gone. And 2 seconds left of the man advantage for the Sabers. Now it's Schmitz, Nelson, Carlson, Radke, and Gaston on for the Sabers. The Sabers change up their goalie. Now in net for the Sabers is the big man, Nicholas Hewson. Gaston gets the puck to center ice, where Nelson gets it in deep, where Schmitz is to it first. Schmitz tries to put it to the center, popped up in the air. Nelson to it first. Now Farmington into the zone, onto the tape of Radke. Radke lays it off the glass for Schmitz. Schmitz, Carlson, and Radke battling for it. They put a puck on net, and there it's met by Hewson. Hewson gets his first touch at 6:50 remaining in the second period. Next 5 out for the Sabres. It is Krisak, Iserman, Dornbos, Radke, and Gaston. Wrapped around the boards, touched by Iserman. He's going to have to hustle to get to it before it crosses the line, and he does not. It's icing on the Sabres. That'll bring the faceoff to the left of the Colossus of the crease, standing 6'7" without skates. The big man in net number 30, Nick Hewson. Now Krisak will take the draw. Tigers control out to the top of the zone. Rolled down below the net. Gaston into the corner with Krisak there support. Krisak picks the puck out. It's poke checked away. Radke now gets it ahead for Krisak. Krisak into the zone. He puts on the brakes. They work it out to the point for Gaston. Gaston taps it towards the net. Now Dornbos picks it up through center ice. Wrapped around the net. Hewson moves it over to Radke. Radke lays it off the boards to himself, picks up speed. Radke goes blue line, red line, blue line, shot. That sails wide. Now the Tigers looking for options. Pass through center ice. Deflected in deep. Reinhardt to it first. Lays it around the boards for Hensley. Hensley in the corner. Now Davis there to help. Picks up the puck. Leaves it back for Hensley. Hensley backhands it into the corner. Puck loose out front. Kicked aside by Hewson. Picked up by Reinhardt. Now Hensley on the puck. Wraps it around the boards. Reinhardt kicks it to the top of the zone. Yzerman there to battle for it. Now scoots loose for Hensley. Hensley looking for open ice. Spins away from pressure. Picks up steam into the zone. Here comes Ethan Hensley walking into the zone. Gets poke checked. Backhand pass out front. Stretch pass across. Reinhardt taps it ahead for Davis, who gets poke checked. Now the Tigers get it in deep. Reinhardt to it first. Reinhardt picks up speed, goes around one man, lays it off the boards, but now it gets intercepted by the Tigers. Hensley chases the puck behind the net, taps it to open ice. Worked ahead for Heilman, who moves it ahead for Davis. Davis gains the red line, puts the puck in deep. Well, the Sabres get a change. Carlson gives pressure. Krisak, last man back for the Sabers. Puts it out to neutral ice. Now Radke picks up the puck, lowers his shoulder, and he'll make his way through center ice. Radke walking in with Heilman. Radke's shot goes high and wide. Krisak makes his way into the zone. Krisak looking for options, feeds it across. Radke lets that puck slide out to neutral ice, and he'll put it in deep. Now Nelson. Stick handles through center ice. Gaston picks it up. Gaston carries into the zone with Nelson and Krisak with him. Gaston looking for options. Tries to feed it out front for Nelson, but that pass gets deflected. Now, puck loose. Houston lost sight of it, and the Tigers score. So Tigers get one back with 2.5 minutes left. We get a buzzer as the officials are sorting out at the scorer's table who is going to get the credit for the Tigers. Next line out for the Sabres will be Davis, Dornbos, Yzerman, Reinhart, and Hensley. Tigers control the draw. They wrap it around the boards in deep. Hensley to it first. Now picked up by Davis. Davis works the puck ahead for Reinhart. Davis steals the puck. Works it ahead. Now Yzerman picks up. Yzerman working towards the net. Fake shot by Yzerman. That's a brilliant fake. But the goalie wasn't fooled. The Sabres will have an offensive zone draw. Now it's Krisak, Carlson, Heilman, Radke, and Gaston. Krisak to take the draw. Controlled by the Sabres. Now intercepted by the Tigers. Picked up by Radke. Radke lays it off the glass to center ice. Now Krisak in transition. Picks up speed. Colton Krisak walking in. Tries to go 5-hole. Sabres can't decide who's going to shoot it. Now it's Heilman. His shot gets blocked. Another shot of Heilman's gets blocked. Krisak holds the puck in the zone. Now also to neutral ice. Gaston has to wait. Puts the puck in deep. Sabre forecheck goes to work. Heilman will get to it first. Puck wrapped around the boards. Picked up by Carlson. Carlson feeds it out front. Now it's scoots loose to center ice. Radke with the puck on his stick. Gets poke checked. Now puck in front of the net. Gaston gets it up to Carlson. Now picked up by Heilman. Heilman gets tripped up through neutral ice, and with 55 seconds left, a Tigers stick found its way into the skates of Heilman. So we'll get a tripping on the Tigers. Number 38 for Farmington will head to the box. And the Sabres will have an offensive zone draw. With 55 seconds left, they are going on the power play. Power play out for the Sabres. It's Krisak, Carlson, Reinhart, Heilman, and Davis. Krisak on the draw. Leaves it for Heilman. Heilman shoot. Heilman tried to squeeze one in, but it comes out to the top of the zone for Davis. Davis gets to Krisak. Krisak to Reinhart. Reinhart to Carlson. Tic-tac-toe for the Sabres. Into Heilman, who's shot from in close. Pops up over the top of the net. Heilman gets it open ice for Carlson. Carlson moves it back down for Heilman. Heilman pinched up against the boards. Heilman works the puck to Krisak from behind the net, and they work it out in front, and the goalie holds onto it. 24 seconds left in the second period. Same 5 out for the Sabers. Krisak wins the draw back to Reinhardt. Reinhardt feeds it to Carlson. Carlson gets the puck in deep where Krisak is there. And they kick that one out to center ice where Reinhardt picks it up. Reinhardt working from behind his own net. Puts to open ice. Krisak taps it ahead for Davis. Davis with 1 second left will take a shot, and that goes over the bar. So Sabres will carry a 2-goal lead and 1 minute and 5 seconds of a power play into the third period. We'll take a break, let them resurface the ice, and be back with you in about 14 and a half minutes. All right, we're back for the third period. Sabers carrying a 2-goal lead into the third period and a minute and 5 seconds of a man advantage. They are on the power play with the late tripping minor on the Tigers. Houston heads back to the box, or to the net. First 5 up for the Sabers will be Krisak, Carlson, Heilman, Reinhardt, and Davis. Krisak ready to take the face-off. And here we go, 15 minutes on the clock. Cage doors are set. Let's do this hockey. Puck rolled in deep out to the top of the zone and out. Reinhardt moves it to Carlson. Carlson gets it in deep. Heilman and Krisak battling for it in the corner. Krisak comes out with it. He moves it out to the top of the zone for Davis. Davis puts it down for Krisak. Krisak spins away from pressure, makes a move towards the net. Puck on his backhand, slides it over to Carlson, who gets it to Reinhardt, who gets it to Davis. Davis, shot. Quick snap of the glove. 29 seconds remaining in the Saber power play. Nice save by the Tigers goalie on a quick wrist shot from Davis. Krisak will take the draw. Swats it. Runs high off the glass. Runs around the boards. Houston on the puck. Tees it up for Reinhardt behind the net. 20 seconds remaining in the Saber power play. Reinhardt ahead to Davis. Davis back to Reinhardt. Reinhardt gets it ahead for Carlson. Carlson into the zone, takes a bump, gets the puck down low. Where Heilman picks it up. Between the legs pass for Krisak. And the Tigers send it all the way down. Now Reinhardt makes his way through traffic. Gets it to Davis. Nice pass catch by Cole Davis. Now feeds it back to Reinhardt. Reinhardt back to Davis. Davis back to Reinhardt. Now pinched and held in by Carlson. Puck slides across the crease. Krisak takes a bump and goes down. And we get a whistle. As there's a little altercation there. I don't know what the call is, but they're taking a neutral zone draw. I think the referee just wanted to blow the whistle to stop the altercation here that was happening just off camera. Gaston picks it up. Wraps the puck around the boards in deep. Now, puck on the tape of Radke. Radke spins away from pressure, looks up ice, through traffic, deflects off a Tiger and goes down low. Yzerman to it first. Now Dornbos feeds it for Gaston. Gaston's shot. Blocked out front. Now Radke leaves it for Gaston. Intercepted. Radke feeds it through for Yzerman. Into the corner goes Reinhardt. Feeds it around the boards for Hensley. Hensley taps it ahead for Carlson. Now Carlson, looking for options, gets it to Reinhardt. Reinhardt slides it ahead for Hensley, and Hensley will dump this one in deep. Saber forecheck goes to work. Davis challenging for it first. Carlson quickly follows. Davis steals the puck, lays it out for Heilman. Heilman gets the puck towards the net, and we get a whistle as the Tigers goalie held onto it. So Sabres will have an offensive zone draw with Davis, Heilman, Carlson, Reinhart, and Hensley on the ice. Davis takes the draw, puts the puck into the corner, and Tigers escape. Hensley, last man back, blocks the shot, steals the puck, moves it towards the top of the zone, back to Hensley's stick, and he flips it ahead where Heilman gets to it, rolls it deep. Now Carlson chases it into the far corner. Out to the top of the zone where Hensley intercepts. Hensley carries it into the zone, goes around one, can't get around the second, comes back out to neutral ice. Reinhart rolls it in. Sabres have to tag up, and they do. Schmitz off the bench, out to the top of the zone, held in by Nelson. Now, Hensley gets it to Gaston. Gaston puts on a burst of speed to get the puck in deep. Gaston feeds it out to the top of the zone for Krisak. Krisak moves it to Schmitz. Schmitz tried to get it to Gaston, and we got a whistle as there's some pushing and shoving in front of the net. So, what a coincidence. We'll have coincidental minors on number 5, Nelson, for the Sabres, and number 31 goes back to the box for the Tigers. So we're still on 5-on-5 hockey, but those two will sit down for 10 minutes, or 2 minutes, 10 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. Shot through traffic, goes in. Radke's shot from the point gets deflected by Krisak. So Krisak picks up his second of the game. So Sabres now up 4-1. That was an even strength goal. Gaston lays it off the boards for Yzerman. Yzerman takes a bump, but Krisak feeds it out front. Now Tigers in transition. So that was Krisak on the goal and Radke on the assist. Radke picks up the puck behind the net. Fires it down to neutral ice, but not out of the zone. Now Krisak gets upended. Yzerman chases. Radke picks up the puck. And he'll carry it into the zone. His shot gets blocked into the corner. Radke feeds it out front, but his team is changing behind him. Dornbos to Radke. Radke gets stood up. Heilman into the corner, wraps it around to the top of the zone for Reinhart. Reinhart back down to Heilman. Now Dornbos and Davis collaborate and get the puck to Cole Davis. He looks to the far side to try to hit Reinhart, but leaves it for Davis. Davis thought about taking a shot from the sharp angle. Instead holds on to the puck. Puck back into the corner for Davis. Goes off the referee. Davis with the puck still on his stick. Flips it across the zone. Highland picks it up and he'll shoot high. Rebound in front for Davis. Now Dornbos and Davis and Heilman all collide on the front of the crease. And finally, the Tiger goalie puts a paw on it. Now we've got Davis, Heilman, Carlson up front, and Reinhart and Hensley with their heels on the blue line. Davis to take the draw, wins it cleanly back to Heilman. Heilman's shot gets blocked. Reinhart decides to pinch and hold it at the top of the zone, and it works. No surprise there. Big hit up high. Sabres are going to draw a penalty on that one. It's the first whistle after the coincidental minors. So Carlson will head to the box for the Sabres. We got 2 minutes for elbowing on Carlson. So Sabers are going on their first penalty kill of the game. Krisak will take the draw. Out to the top of the zone. Krisak gets it to the top of the zone. Schmitz chases. Tigers control at the top of the zone. Shot through traffic, gets deflected. Tigers control. Worked into the corner. The net is off. No signal from the referee, and finally he does see the net is off and blows the whistle. Minute 17 left in the Saber penalty kill. Sabres change up their forwards. Now it's Davis, Heilman, Reinhardt, and Hensley. Davis to take the draw. Controlled by the Tigers. Out to the top of the zone. Davis gets a stick on it, knocks it loose. Heilman. Here comes Nathan Heilman into the zone. Heilman made contact with the keeper. I don't know what people are yelling about, but the goal, I think they're letting him know that the goalie is down. Jeez. So they are checking on the Tigers goalie. We hope he's okay. That's a lot of body coming down there when Nathan Heilman is crashing the net. .55 seconds left in the Saber penalty kill. And stick taps all around the Tigers goalie as he skates his way back to the bench. So the Tigers had gained the zone before they blew the whistle, so Sabres will have a defensive zone draw. And penalty killers out for the Sabres. We've got Reinhardt, Hensley, Krisak, and Schmitz. 7:29 remaining, so basically half the period to go. Krisak will take the draw. Krisak, Schmitz, Hensley, Reinhardt. Hensley gets a stick on it, sends it all the way down. New goalie in for the Tigers. Tigers carry the puck into the zone with possession. Now held at the top of the zone due to deep pass. Now up to the top of the zone. Shot through traffic. Gets deflected. Goes off the backboards. Backboards controlled by the Tigers. Now from outside the circle to the top of the zone. Back to the half wall. Tried to feed a pass through. Reinhardt breaks it up. Shot rolls in on Houston. I don't think he saw it, but it rolled wide of the net. So Reinhardt sends it all the way down. He got touched on the way down, so No whistle for icing. Krisak lifts the stick. Now Radke controls, works the puck up, shot into the glove of the goalie. Now it's Davis, Heilman, Carlson, Radke, and Gaston. Davis to take the draw. Davis wins it, back to Radke. Radke puts it towards the net. Davis puts it on net, and Heilman finishes. So the big man gets his goal. Sabres doing a good job of getting pucks and bodies to the net, and goals are the result. Heilman walks his way through the line. Sabres lead 5-1 with 5:58 left to play. Eiserman takes a hit. Now comes loose for Radke. Radke stretch pass onto the tape of Nelson. Back into the zone. Gaston and Eiserman battling for it at the half wall. Eiserman flips it to neutral ice. Now back to Gaston. Gaston D-to-D pass to Radke. Radke looks up ice, gains the red line, chips it in deep, but it's on net, but it comes loose. Nelson was crashing. Now Tigers back to the far side, into the zone. Radke separates player from puck. Gaston works behind the net, now picked up by Radke. Radke loses the puck. Now it squirts out to neutral ice. Nelson pinned up against the boards. Carlson chasing the puck, pressuring it all the way back behind the net. Now it gets intercepted by Krisak, kicked in the corner. Schmitz and Krisak hustled for the puck. Love seeing the heart and effort here by the Sabres, even with a 4-goal lead. They are winning battles to the puck and with the puck up and down the ice. Krisak holds the puck in the zone. Hensley and Krisak working on the far wall. Schmitz steals the puck, gets it to Carlson. Carlson gets the puck in deep. It does stay in play, even with a low glass. Intercepted by Reinhardt. Read that beautifully. Holds onto the puck. Works his way towards the net. Loose puck in front, and finally a whistle. Pile of bodies in front of the net as they sort that out and separate people out. Now it's Davis, Nelson, Heilman, Reinhardt, and Hensley. Davis on the draw. Wins it cleanly to Heilman. Heilman, shot blocked. Tigers escape. Reinhardt, last man back, puts stick on puck, puts it down below, where Heilman picks it up. He slides it up to Nelson. Davis pressuring. Lifts the stick, leaves it to Nelson up front. Too many touches in front of the net. Flip it towards the net. Reinhardt picks it up. Reinhardt gains the zone. Davis feeds it to Reinhardt. Got 3 minutes left in this game, and I have a feeling fireworks, well, they're about to blow up. A lot of guys who want to hit and finish their checks right now. A lot of guys looking to not play hockey, but but just hit. Sabres would do well to play a little keep away and head to the locker room injury-free. Now it'll be Carlson, Dornbos, Schmitz, Gaston, and Radke. Schmitz battles into the corner for the puck. Carlson. Dornbos keeps the puck in the zone. Tigers wrap the puck around the boards. Comes loose for Radke. Radke loses the puck. They feed it out front. Gaston deflects it wide. Tigers control. Backdoor. Picked up by Radke. Skated behind the net. Feeds it ahead. Schmitz taps it to center ice. And he'll give chase. Schmitz chases the puck down to the red line. Now into the corner. Schmitz feeds it out to Krisak. Shot through traffic. Is gloved and held. Sabres change up all five. Now it'll be Krisak, Davis, Heilman, Reinhardt, and Hensley with 1:55 remaining here in the third period. Krisak takes the draw, wins it cleanly out to the point for Hensley. Hensley rolls the puck down deep. Krisak to it first. Now Davis picks it up. Davis takes a bump on the boards. Puck behind the net. Out to the top of the zone for Reinhardt. Reinhardt wraps it around the boards back to Davis. Out to neutral ice. Hensley back to Reinhardt. To Heilman. Heilman parts the Orange Sea. Gets the puck in deep. Now Krisak on the puck. Gets the puck down deep. Sabres doing a really good job of making the Tigers play 200-foot hockey. An endeavor that they have not been able to master so far in this game. Puck rolled all the way down, icing waved off. Reinhardt into the zone, feeds it out front. Nelson had a shot at it. Now Carlson tries to feed it across the zone. Radke gloves it to himself, reverses directions. Radke feeds it far side. Schmitz just over the bar. Radke puts it back into the corner. Now Nelson to Carlson. And we get a whistle. And that'll do it. Sabres come into Schmitz-Maki Ice Arena. Come away. This will be the only meeting of these two teams this season. Sabres come away with a 5-1 victory. And they're back in action next Tuesday as they'll travel to Rosemont. So Sabres JV team Tuesday will be at the Rosemont Ice Arena. And we'll be back with you then.